Hello, my name is Lumiel, and this is the Bloodborne Lorethrough, where we play through Bloodborne and discuss the lore as it's revealed through cutscenes, dialogue, item descriptions, and any environmental things we can pick up on. In the previous episode, we played through Castle Canehurst, and now we are going to pick up a few items that we picked up in the Loose Ends video between Canehurst and now. So we got the badge from Alfred. That is the, what was it called? It was the Wheel Hunter badge. Martyr Ligarius led a band of executioners, and this badge was crafted at their dedicated workshop. The wheel symbolizes righteous destiny. Their workshop was a secretive enclave of mystical beliefs, and heady fanaticism, which served as the backbone of the executioner's unique brand of justice. So when we picked that up, that allowed us to buy a couple more items here at the messenger bath. The first of which is Ligarius's wheel, which we saw Alfred holding in the chambers of Annalise, Queen of Castle Canehurst and Queen of the Bilebloods, and his gold ardeo, which would be the helmet he was wearing then. So, if we take a look at those, we already had the executioner garb, and the gold ardeo should be grouped with that, and it is. The gold ardeo, the odd helmet worn by the band of executioners commanded by the martyr Ligarius. The conical gold helmet, symbol of the executioners, represents luminosity, ambition, and the unflagging resolve to face impurity, staring it down with stern, golden spirit. As the great Ligarius once said, acts of goodness are not always wise, and acts of evil are not always foolish. But regardless, we shall always strive to be good. So they saw impurity, as I said, in the Bilebloods, and I wonder how different the blood actually was from what they do with the blood, and how much of it was a divide, almost like a political divide in what to do with the blood. The church, Bergenorth seemed to want to use the blood and also eyes as a means of science. The church seemed to see it as a source of power, and perhaps the Bileblood as sustenance. So then we picked up a right-hand weapon, the Ligarius wheel. It is a C strength weapon and D arcane weapon used by Martyr Ligarius' band of executioners, used to slaughter the Bilebloods in Canehurst, bathed in pools of their blood and forever steeped in their ire, transformed to release the power of the wheel and manifest their lingering rage in a show of utter brilliance. So, actually, let me show that weapon real quick. Alright, this is the Ligarius wheel. We have the quick attack, or its version of a quick attack, the strong attack, the charge strong attack, the transform attack, and now that it's transformed, we have the quick attack, the strong attack, the charge strong attack, no charge. Okay, and then the transform back to a regular weapon. Alright, and now we are heading to the Cathedral Ward, and we're headed to the shrouded chapel to the right of it. Of the Grand Cathedral, that is. And we are going to, through means of having the tonsil stone, we are going to be grabbed by an Amygdala and taken to a new area. So it's out of here and to the left. When I said it was to the right of it, I meant if you're facing the Grand Cathedral. And it's where we woke up after defeating Rom the vacuous spider. Oh yeah, the cave, and on the right will be shooters. The kind of walking executioner beasts. Will be 2 of them in this path. And just keep moving, and there is the Amygdala. So we will just walk forward. We're fine until we're under him, essentially, kind of in the doorway here. And we want to make sure we're close enough that, yeah, he grabs us.
Oh, Amygdala. Oh, Amygdala. Have mercy on the poor bastard.
And that brings us to the lecture building. Lecture building implies school, of course. We did note that the College of Bergenworth had seemingly a hall, but no actual classrooms or lecture rooms. So this brings us into a hallway. There's a second floor. And across from us, we see a head or a face peeking through the window. So let's talk to this person and find out what's going on.
What a joy it is to behold the divine. It must be such a pleasure. You're in my debt, you know. You're nigh on a beast of the field. But here you are, treading a measure with the gods.
So that sounded like the voice that said, "Oh, Amygdala, have pity on the poor fool." I honestly am not sure if this is the person who gave us the tonsil stone, as if luring us into this trap, but he seems to want to... Either he truly believes that we should look upon it as a favor, because now we are seeing the true nature of things. We will reveal more of that as we go. But it could also be that he had cruel intent. Alright, so we see at the end a doorway. We came out of here and we talked to him over there. So let's move along the right here. This will be probably a dead end, yes. There will be a door next to us that is most likely locked. There are lots of nooks and crannies in this particular building. So about midway there was a locked door, and between that and the door we came in, there was a door that did not open from that side. We have lots of books, papers, beakers, bottles laying around. And red jelly, which this is the first time we've seen this. This is another material used in the Holy Chalice ritual. It's the stillborn infants born of a creature of unknown origin, of the type found in some corners of the old labyrinth. So, stillborn infants born of a creature of unknown origin, of the type found in some corners of the old labyrinth. So that reads as if it is the stillborn infant. It's called red jelly, by the way. That's kind of messed up, or very messed up. But stillborn infant of a child or of a creature found in the labyrinth. So now we have a door here. Obviously the hallway led to that door, so I am not going through there now. We'll just note the fog or smoke pouring in through it. So that brings us to this doorway. And oh, shiny objects. Hey, I forgot to equip my weapon. Okay, so I failed there. I should have taken a moment to look at him. But it was what appeared to be a slug-type creature with a perhaps human face. And we found Madman's Knowledge, which you would believe would be quite abundant here, as we seem to be on the verge of discovering very arcane, eldritch things related to the Great Ones. And we have a classroom, large lecture hall, again, second story, and again, a creature up there. Okay, so we see an item in the middle of the floor. And he already dropped from the ceiling, so student uniform, we'll take a look at that in a moment. So it seems to be a slug-type creature with a human face with its head all dangling to the side and elongated, strange fingers reaching toward us as he crawls and can really stretch out. So he seems to just be swinging at us. Somewhat pathetically. And he is dressed in student gear. Not the student gear we're holding. And they disappear. So, alright. The student gear that we are in possession of. We picked up pants, a different jacket, but same pants. And that's it. So, I don't remember which one we picked up. The only description is this alternative lacks the thick cape. So, this one kind of has a graduate's gown over it, or a student kind of gown thing, and then this one is just the under jacket. Okay, so we have a door over here. we have an object to pick up on what would assumedly be the instructor. Lecture theater key. We'll take a look. They have a hood on. Okay. So lecture theater key. Key to the lecture theater in the lecture building. Today, the two-story lecture building is adrift in the nightmare. But once it was a place of reflection where scholars learned of history and archaeology. Perhaps it still is, as the students of the lecture theater appear to await the return of their professor. So, they're awaiting the return of their professor. We know that we saw in a library a note saying that the spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our master from us. We've heard of Master Willem of Bergenworth. We're sure this is probably the College Bergenworth. Now we know adrift in the nightmare. And the students have been trapped here and warped by the nightmare. So they are waiting on the return of their master. I will not say 100% it's Master Willem. There are alternate options, but knowing what we have here, all we can say for sure is that the students of this school are now adrift in the nightmare. They've become warped by it and are waiting for their professor to return. The school is probably Bergenworth. And it's probably the same group who wrote the note about the Bergenworth spider. But we have also heard of the School of Mensis. Okay, that brings us out to the main hall. So now we are at, there is that character. His name is Patches. Here's the door that doesn't open from this side. And just ahead is the one that's locked. All right. We have many of these guys. And now we see they spray something as well. Some are wearing the hats, some are not. Oh, he drinks from that. And that's when they spray. That is messed up. And then he throws from that bottle. And that's where we came in. Then we have a couple just sitting politely in their seats. One without a hat, one with a hat. And it's like they're flowing. It's like the stuff they're drinking from that beaker. That one's looking this way now. And they do become hostile. Okay, so one more room. That will be the one that returns to the hallway. That door. The Augur of Abridus. I can hear sounds. It must be from up on the second floor. Alright, let's take a look at the Augur of Abridus. This is another arcane tool that can be used. Allows us to partially summon Abridus. Remnant of the Eldritch Truth encountered at Bergenorth. Use phantasms, the invertebrates known to be the augurs of the Great Ones, to partially summon abandoned Abridus. The initial encounter marked the start of the inquiry into the cosmos from within the old labyrinth, and led to the establishment of the choir. So we saw a note before that said the sky and the cosmos are one, and it was noted as being from the choir. This is only the second reference we've heard. This is a remnant of the Eldritch Truth encountered at Bergenorth. So whatever Eldritch Truth was encountered at Bergenorth. Use phantasms, or the invertebrates known to be the augurs of the Great Ones, to partially summon Abridus. The initial encounter marked the start of an inquiry into the cosmos from within the old labyrinth. So when Bergenorth, the school, first went into the underground labyrinth and found the holy medium, which we assume to be blood, they also encountered the abandoned Abridus, and got phantasms from that encounter, and their study of it led them into the cosmos. Not literally physically into the cosmos, but into the study of the cosmos. And from that, they established the choir. So the choir, which branched out from the school or the church? It's hard to tell because there were so many divisions and branches. But is the choir specifically interested in and studying the cosmos? Where so many are looking, I mean, we're finding more and more is leading to the cosmos, but a lot has been very beast and blood focused. So we may have a few short episodes here because we, from the Cathedral Ward, used the Tonsil Stone to get to this area. We have no means to get up there. Not as of yet. All we have is a hallway that leads to a door. And the door, open the door to the outside. So this school is lost in the nightmare. We learned that. So if we take this doorway, it will lead out, assumedly, into the nightmare. And here we are at the Nightmare Frontier. And this, as I said, will be a short episode, and we will just continue in the next episode right from here. So check out that video if you're wanting to see more about the Nightmare Frontier and what we will encounter there. All right, thank you.